Hello, and welcome to Monster Week. Monster Week is an annual event designed to get tabletop YouTube creators together in a big celebration of the hobby. And this year, the monster in the spotlight is the Fae. This whole event is the creation of two wonderful people, Ginny D and Pointy Hat. I'll leave links to their channels in the description, but to be honest, if you're watching this, you probably already know them. And so, since I'm making my own TTRPG, I'm taking the opportunity to explain what the Fae are in industrial strength heroism. I'm going to show off a few Fae monsters and even a few player options, for those of you who want to play around with some Fae magic. So, what are the Fae? Fae in the world of Savinaru are part of the spirit monster type, which is a general other beings from other planes label. It includes yokai and angels and other mystical magical creatures. Fae are spirits of nature, often embodiments of the processes of the world. There are Fae who can change the seasons, Fae who make the plants bloom, Fae who weave fade, and much more. Of course, something as ephemeral as the Fae can't be easily categorized. So, other spirits like emotions and inspiration and magic often find their way into scholars' categorization. Most of the time, the Fae are in their own plane, doing their work to keep the world turning. However, sometimes they venture into the world for what could best be described as a vacation. They'll cause problems, they'll mess with mortals, and be just general pains in the butt for their own amusement. They also don't worry about their own safety, because if they die in the real world, they'll just go back to the spirit world. And so, now that we know what the Fae are, it's time for some monsters! Industrial Strength Heroism is a combat-focused game, so we need some monsters to throw at our players. First up are the fairies. These charming little fellows come in two flavors, the illusionist Charmweavers and the skirmishing Giant Slayers. Charmweavers are the illusionists and tricksters of fairy villages, called upon when there are people in their woods to mislead and enchant them away from their homes. They'll conjure illusions of monsters, they'll cause paths to curve away from their village, or even just charm people and tell them to go away. If the Charmweavers fail, though, the Giant Slayers are called into action. Wielding comparatively giant weapons, Giant Slayers act like flying razor blades, slicing and stabbing before zipping away completely unharmed. Their goal is to chase people away, but they won't hesitate to go in for the kill. Next up are the thugs and enforcers of the Fae realms. Trolls. When powerful Fae need someone threatened, intimidated, or punished, they send the troll. As you would expect, they are big hulking brutes, but their Fae nature gives them some magical tricks up their sleeve. Causing shadow to engulf an area, calling down lightning bolts, small pool of mana for buffing themselves, and more. When not on the job, they'll lair in caves or ruins and make nuisances of themselves. They'll wreak havoc for fun, but they can also be devastating mercenaries if you can pay them. A near immortal juggernaut is a powerful force if you can get them on your side. Finally in our showcase is a Fae created as a reward from my annual charity stream, the Avarict. These greedy little Fae are best known for both their treasure hoards and their marsupial pouches that they use to add to their treasure hoard. Avarict will find random objects, from a shiny rock to a lost sword to a patch of pretty flowers, and then claim it as their own. When other creatures enter the lair, they attack the presumed thieves, but not to kill. They do basically no damage, but have a secret ability that makes them very annoying to fight. Whenever they hit someone, they can steal something out of their inventory. Their battle plan is to steal from their opponents and then book it as fast as they can. But what if you want to play around with some Fae trickery as a player? Then two more donation rewards can fill that desire, the Pixie Race and the Witch subclass. Pixies are a playable fairy, which are both spirits and humanoids. They're mechanically small, but in the same way that dwarves are mechanically medium. Just on the lower edge of it. They get +1 agility and can choose two of the following racial options. They can have wings and fly, they can dodge attacks for half damage, they can have extra mana to cast spells with, or they can talk to animals. So, you could fly and talk to animals, or be evasive and extra magical, but you only get two features, so if you get extra magic and beast speech, you can't fly. Witches, on the other hand, are a subclass of vessels. Vessels in Industrial Strength Heroism are a class that gets their magic from deals with higher beings, like gods or elementals. In D&D terms, they're kind of like part cleric, part warlock. A witch gets their power from spirits like the Fae, and use this magic for lots of buffs and debuffs. They can curse their enemies, they can make charms to help their allies with, and they can add extra effects to their spells for a lot cheaper than other casters. At higher levels, you can also brew free potions and polymorph people, and their capstone is a full-on Baba Yaga hut. That's right, you get a full-on witch hut that you decide the look of. Alright, and that's all for this video. I'm trying to learn video editing, and this is the first video I've actually done editing on. I hope to get more into it and make more videos like this. I'd love to talk more about industrial strength heroism, and once I get the hang of this, maybe I'll make some videos about my game dev projects as well. Of course, I know that this video is probably going to be a little rough, so any constructive criticism would be greatly appreciated. Be sure to check out the other Fey Week playlists, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!